Prepare to amaze your guests with this wonderful dessert. First, place 400 grams of farmer's cheese or ricotta into a large bowl. Now, pour in 70 grams of sugar and 15 grams of cornstarch, followed by 1 egg. This simple combination will hold our delicate cheese mixture together beautifully. Now, use an immersion blender to process the mixture until it is completely smooth and creamy. Taking your time here ensures all the lumps disappear, giving our filling a luxurious, velvety texture that will bake beautifully. Now, we will need the zest of 1 whole lemon. Gently grate it using a fine grater. Be careful to only remove the bright yellow layer, avoiding the white pith underneath, as it can add an unwanted bitterness to our sweet cake. Send the freshly grated lemon zest straight into the bowl with our cheese mixture. Now, take a knife and cut the lemon in half. Here is a helpful little trick. If you gently roll the lemon on the table before cutting, it will yield much more juice. Using a manual juicer, extract the juice from just 1/2 of the lemon. Finally, pour the juice into the bowl through a fine sieve. This ensures that no unwanted seeds or stray bits of pulp will interrupt the perfectly smooth texture of our filling. To finish our filling, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar. Now take a silicone spatula and mix everything thoroughly. A flexible spatula is perfect here. It easily scrapes the sides of the bowl, ensuring all those wonderful flavors blend perfectly. Now, let's move on to preparing our wonderful dough. Begin by breaking 3 eggs into a deep mixing bowl. Here is a small but essential baking secret. Always try to use eggs that are at room temperature. They mix much more easily with the other ingredients and help create a beautifully light, airy, and tender texture for our baked cake. Next, add a small pinch of salt and 100 grams of sugar. Use a mixer to blend these ingredients thoroughly. Take your time and beat the mixture until the sugar crystals begin to dissolve, creating a smooth, creamy base for our dough. Once the texture is perfectly smooth and light, slowly pour in 100 milliliters of sunflower oil. Using oil instead of butter is a wonderful secret for keeping the cake incredibly moist and tender for days. Beat everything together again with your mixer until the oil is completely incorporated. Next, we will add 100 milliliters of milk. Just like the eggs, it is always best if the milk is at room temperature. This simple trick prevents the mixture from separating and helps keep our dough perfectly smooth and creamy. Gently mix it in. We are completely done with the mixer now, so you can set it aside. It is time for our dry ingredients. Take a fine sieve and add 180 grams of flour along with 10 grams of baking powder. Sifting is a very important secret to a perfect airy cake. As you gently sift, the flour fills with air and any small lumps disappear. This guarantees our dough will be incredibly light, tender, and rise beautifully in the oven. Now, take a hand whisk and gently mix everything until the batter is perfectly smooth. Here is a very important tip for you. Mix just until the flour disappears. If you mix too long, the dough can become heavy and dense. We want to keep it wonderfully light and tender for our cake. Our dough has turned out absolutely perfect. Now let's set it aside for a moment and focus on the bright, beautiful strawberries. We will need about 150 to 200 grams. First, take each fresh berry and carefully slice off the green stems. Here is a very important secret for baking with fresh berries. Always make sure you wash them gently and pat them completely dry with a paper towel beforehand. Any extra water can make our cake soggy, and we want it to be perfectly fluffy. After removing the stems, take a small, sharp knife and cut each strawberry into 4 neat quarters. Cutting them this way is ideal. It ensures that you get a delicious, juicy piece of fruit in every single bite, and these smaller pieces are less likely to sink to the bottom of your cake while it bakes. Now, take your baking dish and generously grease the entire inside with a piece of soft butter. Butter is wonderful here. Not only does it prevent the cake from sticking, but it also gives our pastry a beautiful, deliciously golden crust as it bakes. Now, gently pour all of our wonderful dough directly into the prepared baking dish. Allow the batter to settle and spread naturally on its own. There is no need to level it with a spatula. This gives our pastry a charming, rustic feel. Next, take those beautiful strawberry quarters we prepared and arrange them carefully over the dough in a single, even layer. To make this dessert truly special, we will also need some fresh blueberries. Gently scatter the blueberries right into the empty spaces between the strawberries. The bright red and deep blue colors look absolutely stunning against the pale dough, creating a picture-perfect summer dessert. It is finally time for our lovely cheese filling. Using 2 tablespoons, carefully drop small islands of the mixture right over the dough and berries. Baking it this way creates delightful, creamy pockets inside our fluffy cake. Now, let's bring back the strawberries. Carefully place them right onto the creamy cheese islands. Watch how I am making this lovely pattern. Feel free to recreate this design in your own kitchen. Arranging the fruit is such a relaxing and joyful step. After the strawberries are in place, we will finish with a final touch of blueberries. These vibrant berries on top of the white cream create a breathtaking contrast. Once our beautiful cake is fully baked, let it cool down slightly. Then, take a soft silicone spatula and gently run it along the edges of the pan. Look at how beautifully our cake has turned out. The edges are perfectly golden and crisp, while the center holds those delightful pools of sweet cheese and baked berries. It is a wonderful moment to simply appreciate the results of our careful work. It looks incredibly appetizing, doesn't it? But let's not wait any longer. We must see what our wonderful cake looks like on the inside. I will take a sharp knife and carefully cut a generous slice. Just look at this magnificent cross-section. Notice how beautifully the fluffy dough embraces those bright, juicy berries and the delicate layers of our creamy cheese filling. The texture is incredibly soft, moist, and perfectly baked all the way through. Look closely at this wonderful slice from every angle. You You can clearly see how moist and soft the crumb is. The pockets of creamy cheese and baked berries are distributed so beautifully. It is a true delight. Just look at how incredibly soft and airy it is. It springs right back, just like a cloud. It is honestly the perfect treat for a cozy afternoon tea with family. I really hope you enjoy baking this wonderful cake as much as I did. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon for more delicious recipes.